Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some more positive news recently released regarding Tesla stock. And with this, we actually have a pretty notable amount of news today. And in terms of news pieces being released, we didn't really see a lot out of yesterday. A lot of the news that was coming out was simply just opinion pieces on S&P 500 inclusion. And of course, we all have that to look forward to as well. But we have a few different news pieces released today, giving some more details about different various aspects of Tesla. And just to give you all a preview of a few different topics we'll be discussing today and the news regarding that, we have some news about the 4680 cell structural pack in the Berlin Gigafactory in Germany and Elon Musk's recent comments on that, which actually gives us a lot of insight as to what to expect with that. And then we also have some news regarding the tremendous amount of progress with the Tesla ecosystem in China. We're seeing so much progress with that right now. On top of that, we also have some more China related news with an update regarding Model Y progress for the Made in China Model Ys. In addition to that, we have some news regarding some upgrades with the Model 3 and the Model Y. And then finally, we have some insight shared by Gene Munster talking about Tesla's software revenue, which I think is really interesting because software revenue and that high margin revenue in general, that's going to be really important in terms of Tesla's future and the revenue that it generates, and very applicable to a lot of the speculation around the stock price in the future as well. As always, of course, if you enjoy the Tesla videos, please make sure to smash that like button. And just taking a look at the share price today, since we do have S&P 500 inclusion and there's a lot of excitement over that, we are currently at a share value of $627.36 per share. And in the normal market hours today, we had a minus 1.03% drop. That is minus $6.58 from the share price. And then in the after hours, we currently have a minus 0.93% drop, which is minus $5.89 from the share price. So actually a discount with today's share price compared to yesterday's price. But anyways, let's get right into this first news piece today, which is all about the Berlin Gigafactory and the 4680 cells. Here we have a tweet by the Tasmanian, which states, rumor, Tesla Giga Berlin will soon receive Model Y prototypes with new 4680 tablet cells and structural architecture. And thankfully, instead of that just remaining as a rumor and us not getting a response to that, Elon Musk himself actually responded stating, Giga Berlin Brandenburg will be the first to use our structural pack architecture, 4680, world's most advanced cells made on site, both front and rear body castings and advanced paint shop. Warning, with so much new technology, production timing is naturally harder to predict. And here we get a follow-up question asking, does this mean you are more confident about 4680 yields today than on battery day? And then puts like the thinking emoji, and Elon Musk responds, perhaps slightly more confident, but it's essential to view this as output versus time. As with all manufacturing, especially new technology, output will follow an S-curve. Very slowly at first, but increasing exponentially, then linear, then logarithmic. And with this whole thread right here, I love the fact that instead of this just remaining a rumor for a while and us not really getting a confirmation on this, even though a lot of us have been expecting the Berlin Gigafactory to be producing its own battery cells, and there's been a lot of speculation around that, it's still nice to have this confirmation, not only just from a slightly reputable source, but from the CEO himself. And this just once again emphasizes how he interacts with the people that care about the company and want to learn more about the company. And it's nice to have this transparency and clarity on the roadmap for the future of Berlin and what they plan to do with that. So I'm actually really excited to see this progress, and I think people are very, very excited to see the 4680 cells implemented into the Model Ys. Once the new battery cells are totally ramped up and applied across a lot of the models, then that's where it really becomes a game changer, because in terms of cost efficiency and the value that you will get out of a Tesla vehicle then, and also the decrease in cost as well, depending on what kind of margins they go for with that, and with a more affordable Tesla vehicle that they plan to make as well, that will be an absolute game changer. And we certainly need to keep our eyes on that, because the 4680 cell will change everything for Tesla, and I think it will be a large convincing factor of getting people to transition from normal ICE vehicles to specifically Tesla EVs, and that is just because of the value that you will get out of what you're paying for when it comes to a Tesla EV that has the 4680 cells. Next up, we have another tweet by Jay in Shanghai, and they state, incredible. Today, Tesla China simultaneously brought 29 Tesla Supercharger stations in China live today. In China, we don't mess around around, mostly all of them were V3 superchargers. And this actually goes along with another recent news piece that we covered where I think they had 27 new supercharger stations in one day. And keep in mind, just to clarify this 29 number is not just Tesla stalls specifically, like that one parking spot where you pull up and charge your vehicle. We are talking about 29 stations that contain multiple stalls for charging. So this is really huge because, as I've shown previously in these news videos, we had a chart where Tesla was showing the progress with their supercharger stations over the time frame between 2016 and November of 2020. And since then, I've already seen two news pieces regarding just one day of growth in terms of Tesla's network. One was 27 new stations added in one day, and then today we have this one with 29 stations added in a day. So I'm really curious as to all the other individual stations that have been added over the days where we haven't had really significant news pieces like this, where it's like a huge amount of stations to take note of in one day. At this point, it seems like we are seeing supercharger stations in China growing at an exponential rate, which I absolutely love to see because this just contributes more to Tesla's ecosystem, and having a lot of superchargers could be a convincing factor for those that are considering buying a Tesla or an EV in general. And what do a lot of people commonly want to see out of a new EV? They want an EV with an ecosystem, a network with many accessibility options where they can charge it in different locations, and one that they can count on having charging stations near them if they need it. Next up, we have a tweet by BenTV_SH, and they're also known as Wuwa on YouTube, and I'll leave their video linked in the description below. And as their tweet states, Model Y road test at the factory, Tesla Gigafactory 3, which is in Shanghai, and they have video footage of the China-made Model Y actually running a road test. So we're already seeing so much progress with this one. And even aside from this video footage alone, I've also seen some made in China Model Y in the camouflage zebra wrap recently on the road driving. So we're seeing a lot of progress in testing with the made in China Model Y right now, and this gets me really excited because I think the made in China Model Y will be absolutely crazy in terms of the numbers that they'll be pumping out. And I'm really excited to see what happens once they get that production fully ramped up at the Shanghai Gigafactory for the Model Y, because the Model 3 numbers are already crazy. We saw a 78% increase from October to November. So I'll leave that video linked in the description below. And as always, of course, we appreciate all of these people, Jay in Shanghai and Wuwa, always giving these updates on the Shanghai Gigafactory and its progress. Here we have another article which is by Electric and author Frederick Lambert. And as always, of course, we greatly appreciate this information. And the article title states, Tesla is upgrading Model 3 and Model Y headlights with more powerful and precise beam. Addressing some of the key points of this article, it states, now Electric has learned that Tesla is bringing its updated headlight design to Model 3 and Model Y across all markets early by next year. Tesla sent a memo to sales staff indicating that the updated design will propagate to all variants in all markets in the coming months, and a direct quote from this memo states, we are transitioning Model 3 and Model Y to a new headlight design which is eventually going to be consistent across all variants globally. By Q1 2021, we expect all Model 3 and Model Y vehicles to feature this new unit. According to Electric, the updated headlight design features a more powerful and defined beam that has a squarer pattern than the previous Model 3 headlights. The article then continues to talk about how the new headlights have a more precise beam that could potentially be altered with future software updates, and that's where it really gets exciting for me because, as we know, Tesla likes to fine-tune their equipment and give you various options based on software updates, and we know that the vehicles only get better over time with a lot of this technology integrated into it. So this really gets me excited because I start to consider what are the implications of this in terms of the full self-driving, and especially the full self-driving beta where it's constantly improving over time. However, on the other hand, we've already seen the full self-driving technology drive pretty fine in complete darkness, so I don't know the exact effects that this will have on it, but I'm sure all this will do is just help out that full self-driving technology even more, as we could get more of a visual on objects at nighttime with that full self-driving technology having a major focus on vision itself. So I'm sure that this is a great thing, not only in terms of upgraded headlights, but also its contribution to that full self-driving technology as well. And I think that could possibly be a reason why this was taken into consideration, because not only does it benefit the consumer in providing them a nice product, but it also may contribute to that long-term vision with full self-driving as well. So I think this can help out in multiple ways. Finally, we have our last article, which is by Business Insider and Tim Levin. So as always, we greatly appreciate this information, and this article is titled, Tesla's software is years ahead of the competition, giving it a huge advantage over legacy automakers, prominent VC says. Taking note of a few key points of this article, it says, as the auto industry moves from gas to electric power and from human input to automated driving, venture capitalist Gene Munster says automakers will have the potential to, quote, realize tech-like margins, end quote, if they can get the software right. Then the article continues stating Tesla, according to Munster, is years ahead of its competitors in that regard, and his firm estimates that the EV maker will recognize billions in deferred software revenue through 2022. The article continues further stating he noted Tesla has, quote, built electrification, connectivity, and autonomy capability into its vehicles from the start, end quote, introducing over-the-air software updates which lets the automaker beam out system upgrades on a regular basis in 2012. Other firms, by his estimation, are playing catch-up. If you're a long-term Tesla bull, then it seems as if we're starting to see a big realization occurring, and it's just nice to see what we've been saying being confirmed by other people that are taken note of in the finance media like Gene Munster. And as you can tell, Gene Munster is right on point here talking about software revenue and that high margin revenue that as investors we really want to see growth companies go after. And that's exactly what we're looking at when it comes to Tesla stock, because this software revenue and this full self-driving revenue, that is what's going to make Tesla billions and billions of dollars. So we really need to pay attention to that. And I believe that even ARK Invest has stated that the autonomy business alone is worth like $10 trillion. So the autonomy revenue in itself, even aside from potential infotainment software revenue, that is very, very huge. And Gene Munster is right on point here. Expanding on this, it says legacy automakers have begun to introduce over-the-air updates, but they're typically focused on infotainment features like maps and Bluetooth, while Tesla's updates can improve range, power, braking, safety, and driver assistance features, Munster said. According to the report, most legacy car manufacturers are 3 to 5 years away from offering meaningful over-the-air updates, in part because automakers need to make more of their cars function software controlled in order for the updates to be useful. It continues to talk a little bit about full self-driving and things like that, but as it states, Gene Munster's Loop Ventures estimates that Tesla will recognize $1.1 billion in deferred software revenue in 2021 and $1.5 billion in 2022 from over-the-air updates, access to its Supercharger network, and mainly the adoption of full self-driving. And I wanted to share that article with you all because we're gradually seeing this transition where we're having people come out and say positive things about Tesla stock and talk about some of the validity with why people are attracted to it right now, and more specifically that high margin software and full self-driving revenue that Gene Munster emphasizes in this as well. So that's actually a really important article and some nice insight for those who haven't already familiarized themselves with the potential out of Tesla's software business and the high margin FSD revenue that's going to be coming as well. So that's very exciting and it was pretty refreshing to see. But anyways, I just wanted to share some of these news pieces with you all today. Please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and also feel free to check out my referral links to Robinhood and Webull in the description below. With Robinhood you can get a free stock, and with Webull you can get 4 free stocks in total, 2 valued up to $250 just for signing up with my referral link, and then another 2 valued up to $1,600 just for depositing $100 into your Webull account. And I believe you should be able to take that $100 right back out. That's what I did and it worked for me. So it's basically just nice passive income with minimal effort, and it helps support the channel as well, which I really appreciate. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.